GrowthCon, okay? 10X GrowthCon, and it's going to be freaking awesome. If you have not purchased your seat, it's too late unless you call my office. Call my office, see if they'll work a special deal for you to get you in, 310-777-0255. Also, if you have not booked the recorded version, okay, we are recording the entire version of the 10X Growth Conference. It's called 10xgrowthcon.com. It'll be 20 plus hours of video library. Daymond John, Grant Cardone, Kevin Harrington, Tim Story, Tim Grover, Lewis Howes, Jamie Shanks, Gloria Banks, Andy Frisella, I can't wait to hear it. Jack and Telly, Bobby Castro, Tom Cummings, the list goes on and on. 24 speakers, 20 hours of content. It will be a video library. When you when you pre-purchase, when you buy today, it's only $169. The day of the event, it will be $1,695. By the way, when you buy today, I'm also going to give you 6 ebooks, okay? 10 mistakes, 10 biggest follow-up mistakes, cold calling made simple. Cold calling. How to fill your pipeline, cold calling. It's a prospecting idea. It's a concept. Okay. Tired of missing sales? Awesome. 7 things you're doing right now that's causing you to miss sales. We got to 20 rules of closing a deal. This is by the way, a 32-page. They don't have them numbered, 32 pages. And then the Millionaire Booklet. All right. I'm going to give you those today when you do it. $169. Price changes today. 10xgrowthcon.com. It's the only way to get in today. Okay, if you want a ticket, grab a ticket. We might have 1 or 2 left. You'd have to call and beg. Literally, I'm telling you, you have to call and say, hey, I'm coming down there right now. I'm going to leave the weather in New York. I'm going to get down there. But today, what I want to talk to you about is this book and all books. Okay, you want to read books. Very important to read books. I know I went out screen there. That's probably not the appropriate thing to do when you're doing a TV show. Out screen, okay? Books, folks, you want to read books, all right? Relentless, The School of Greatness. I'll be reviewing this, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, okay? I'm going to be reviewing How to Kill 11 Million People, maybe not. We got The Fail of Logic, The Wealthy Family right here. I got Living with a Seal. I got The Meltdown. Read books. If you don't read, you bleed. We got any bleeding music? Any bleeding songs, okay? Like shots in Vietnam, you're getting killed. You folks are getting killed, man. You don't need to go to war to get killed. If you don't know what to do, don't know what to say, you don't have a strategy, it's because you're not reading, okay? If you're reading a lot, not doing a lot, it's because you got misunderstoods. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. If you read a bunch of books and it is not changing what you're doing, you're either reading the wrong books or you have misunderstoods about the book you're reading, okay? Application. Okay, I opened Daymond John, The Power of Broke. Just the title. You should get something out of the title of the book. Power of Broke. What does it mean to be broke? I write this in the Millionaire Booklet. Stay broke. Okay, if you're not staying broke, how about shots, gunshots? If you're not staying broke, yeah. Bleed. If you don't read, you bleed. Okay, all right? So look, this book is about the power of staying broke. Me and Daymond John both grew up with almost nothing. He sold his company for $6 billion. He talks in this book about money changes everything for the good and the bad, by the way. He doesn't say the good and the bad. Money changes everything. It's what makes people soft. It's also, it takes some people and gives them the ability to do things they couldn't have done before. People make different choices with money. Some people buy cars, some people buy advertising, okay? Some people buy access. Some people buy education. Some people collaborate with their money. Some people just sit on their money. Money changes everything, and it does. If you don't have money, you know what I mean. Because you're like, man, if I had 10 grand right now, it would change everything. It wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't change your overall condition. Money changes everything when it comes in the right amounts. The book is Power of Broke. I want you to go to Amazon and buy it today. Daymond didn't ask me to do a book review. I'm reviewing this book because I think you should read it. Rise and Grind, okay? He didn't ask me to help him out with this book, but we got Tim Ferriss, Josh Peck, Linda Johannesson, Ryan Dice, awesome dude, Lauren Rittinger, Mark Burnett, Kevin Plank, Jay Abrahams. By the way, Jay's going to be at the 10X GrowthCon with me. Giggy Butler, Christopher Gray, Rob Drydeck, Acacia Brindley, and Steve Aki share in this book, okay? Broke isn't just personal. Be the change that you want to be. What is it to be broke? What does it really mean? And by the way, Daymond John's going to be in Miami Friday. He speaks Friday, right? Friday afternoon. And I'm going to challenge Daymond. I'm going to be like, Daymond, you know, your book's The Power of Broke, but buddy, how can I be broke? Is it even possible, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon? Is it possible to even be broke? Okay, I believe today that it is impossible to be broke. I'm asked constantly this question. What would you do if you had to start over again? Dude, it will never happen. Okay, I have things you can't take away from me. The most valuable things you have are the things that people can't take from you. Confidence, credibility, reputation, right? Belief, okay? Belief in yourself, okay? Purpose. These are things people can't take away from you. Daymond John did a great job in this book. Shark Tanks, ABC Shark Tanks, The Power of Broke, how to use empty pockets, a tight budget, a hunger for success, and make it your greatest competitive advantage. Daymond John's going to be talking with me. By the way, the chapter by Jay Abrahams, Turn Your Problems into Solutions. Jay's going to be with me Sunday. Daymond's going to be with me Friday. Me and Daymond are going to be talking about how to use the power of broke. If you've ever been broke, busted, fearful, scared, all those are variations of broke, right? You don't have the relationship you want. How are you going to use that to drive you to where you want to go? And oh, by the way, once you get what you want, should you go broke again? And then Jay Abraham's going to wrap it up Sunday talking about turn problems into solutions on page 110. Check this out. Jay Abraham, leading marketing consultant, advisor to Fortune 500 companies, best-selling author, sought-after growth strategist. This guy came from modest beginnings too. He's going to talk about how you turn problems into solutions. Brad Lee is going to talk about how to identify problems and build a business out of it. Before becoming one of the most beloved figures on television and a pop culture, Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a broadcast journalist because she was unfit for television. She went from broke to power. The book's called The Power of Broke by Daymond John. Get it today on Amazon. You benefit. Remember, readers are leaders. If you don't read, you'll bleed. My name's Grant Cardone. Every Tuesday, I do a book review. This week is Daymond John. If you got a book that you want me to review, post in comments. Tell me what you liked about the book if you already read it. Let other people know whether they should or not. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Love it or don't. I love this book, by the way. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I think they did it like this in Rome when they wanted to kill the guy. No, I don't think they had to do it. I think sideways meant. Okay. I love this book, though, by the way. If you liked it, post in comments. If you haven't read it, post in comments. If you want me to review a book, maybe you wrote the book, post in comments. Thanks a lot for being here today.